Hi everyone, welcome to Curriculum Night, virtual Curriculum Night, something different but exciting. I'm going to talk tonight about the Accelerated and Enrich program, the AE program that your students are taking part of this year. A little bit about myself. So I went to the University of La Crosse, Wisconsin, and I got my elementary degree there. Then I got my master's in Olivet University, and I had a master's in teaching. And then I went to Aurora and got a master's in education of technology. I've been teaching for 21 years. I started in Forest Park and I taught there for about 5 years, and I taught third grade and fifth grade. Then I taught in Geneva for 16 years now, and I taught in Mill Creek for 14 years, where I taught mostly fourth grade. I only spent 1 year in fifth grade and then went back down to fourth grade. And this is my second year at Harrison, a proud Harrison Husky. So I love the school. If you're new to the school, this is like this is a great school. Everyone is very warm and welcoming and great to work with. So I'm just so happy to be here and starting my second year at Harrison. A little bit more about me. This is my family. I got my daughter over here who is soon to be 19, and is a freshman at Augustana College. She's going to go for occupational therapy, so I'm so proud of her. And this is my son who's 14. He's a freshman here at Yorkville High School. And this is our little dog, Lugnut. He's a Beagle Bulldog mix, and he's a lot of fun. So here's a little bit about the AE program. It's a replacement program, which means when your child's time for reading is scheduled for their grade level, they will be doing reading in my classroom, not in their homeroom. The reading instruction for that grade level will be happening at the same time, but your child will be with me for reading if they qualify for reading, and with me for math if they qualified for math. Here's a schedule of the times that there are my classes and when your child will be with me during the day. And also a very important thing to note is that if your child's homeroom teacher assigns a reading assignment and your child has AE reading, they are not required to do that assignment from the homeroom teacher. The only reading assignments your child is required to do are the ones that I assign because I'm their replacement program, the AE program. Okay, same with math. The emphasis in AE is critical and creative thinking processes. So we're always going to present them with material that helps them develop that creativity and that critical thinking processes or strategies or skills. Okay, both math and reading have problem-solving elements to it. So we're going to be constantly trying to solve problems, whether it be a math problem or a reading problem, in those classes, okay, in our class. This isn't just a compact curriculum. We really kind of try to enrich them and give them opportunities to go beyond their comfort zone and to challenge themselves. And I'm there to support them through that, because when you're being challenged, sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes you get a little nervous or anxious. So I'm there to help them and support them through those feelings and kind of, celebrate their accomplishments. And to go along with that, I'm trying to really help them develop their independent and their executive functioning skills. So let's talk a little bit about reading. So I think of this as their reading journey because they're starting off with us right now in third grade, and I get them for 3 years. I'll have them all the way through fifth grade for reading. So they don't need to re-qualify. They're just with me for the next 3 years. For my returning students, as you know, that they had them last year, and we're going to keep going forward for fourth and fifth grade as well. So basically, think of it as a journey, right? In third grade, they're going to be getting the basic skills, and I'm going to start to challenge them and help them grow. And then in fourth grade, we're going to build on that. And then on fifth grade, we're going to build on that. A perfect example is the signpost down here. In third grade, we're recognizing the signpost. In fourth grade, we're going to analyze them. By fifth grade, we're synthesizing the signpost. Okay, and that's kind of the same for the AOC, which is the Art of Comprehension, and the BHH, which is, thinking of a book, not just looking at the text of the book, but really kind of thinking through that and thinking deeply with our head and then also with our heart. How does that book connect to us and connect to the world and evaluate that book by 5th grade and kind of you see how that affects us as a person and may change us as a person. So another thing with during our reading journey is that we're going to really focus on text evidence. I want the students to be able to cite information from the text that supports their answer, not just give an opinion, but also, kind of support it with evidence from the story. We're going to use fiction and nonfiction stories and text. We're going to use novels, articles, short stories, just whatever works in that topic. One of the huge enrichment programs that we do is called WordMaster, and this is an analogy-based program. It develops vocabulary and it allows students to think both analytically and metaphorically. So this is something, again, this is the journey, right? In 3rd grade, it gets really hard and the kids get frustrated a little bit because they're not used to analogies. But we work on those analogies all year long because WordMaster is a year-long program. There's 3 challenges. And then in 4th grade, they have 3 more challenges and it builds, right? So they had a whole year of practice and they get a little bit better. By 5th grade, they're rocking the analogies. So when your child in 3rd grade is struggling, just make sure that you reassure them that this is a journey, a process. Same thing with Greek and Latin roots and affixes, sorry. We're gonna start, introduce some of them in 3rd grade, introduce some more in 4th grade, introduce some more in 5th grade. The 40 book challenge is something that we do, and I do in all 3 grade levels. The students should be reading at least 20 minutes a night. The problem usually with most of my AE students is that you guys are like, no, they were reading like hours a night or an hour a night. I can't get them to put the book down. So just try to challenge them in reading different genres in that case. Have them read more nonfiction instead of fiction books. Kind of your child best. Try to encourage them to go beyond what they're comfortable with and read that for 20 minutes, right? They can read their novel that they love for hours, but I want you to read for 20 minutes, try reading this nonfiction book kind of thing. So, and throughout the year and the years, if you get stuck or you have questions, please reach out and I'll help you come up with some ideas for your child. So now let's look at the math. If your child qualifies for the AE math program in 4th and 5th grade, then this applies to you, okay? So in AE math, it's an accelerated program. We are using the same curriculum. We're using Eureka Math. What happens though is in 5th grade, we will do all of the 5th grade curriculum plus some of the 6th grade curriculum. In 4th grade, we're doing all of the 4th grade curriculum and some of the 5th grade curriculum. So they're basically kind of getting like a year and a half in 1 year's time. And then we also do enrichment programs like Math Olympiad, which is a national competition. It takes place 5 times a year. The problems are difficult. The 4th graders in the beginning, the very first competition that they have, they usually get maybe 1 or 2 correct, and that is okay because again, this is a journey, right? Like this is not, you don't have everything that you need in 4th grade to get 100% on this, and it's not about getting 100%. It's about the journey, right? It's about getting better as you go. It's about getting out of your comfort zone, using those critical thinking skills and developing those critical thinking skills. Okay. This is a problem-solving, strategic thinking, and we will, throughout the years, the next 2 years, be going over different types of problems and learning how to solve those in different ways. Okay, so again, it's a journey, it's a process, it's growth. So a typical math day may look something like this, and it may be different at home, but it'll be similar. So they're going to start with like a warm-up activity. They're going to work on then we're going to work on the problem set of the Eureka Math. That's where we're going to have some discussions. We're going to go over concepts. We're going to do some examples. We're going to look at common misconceptions, look at some math hacks, and do some like error analysis and kind of do that deeper level thinking. Then they're going to get a chance, if we have time, they'll have some time at school to work on their homework. When they finish their homework at school or at home, they're going to check their homework because that gives them that immediate feedback. And then they come back, when they see me next time, they'll be able to ask me any questions that they might have. Okay. We also do games and projects that reinforce the skills and concepts that we are learning in class. So we do a lot of curriculum in math in a short amount of time, but don't worry, we still have a lot of fun. We tend to get off topic sometimes and get into some deeper level discussions when we're going over the concepts. We'll play Gimkit or Cahoots, and we will do other math games. We have the Math Olympiad Challenge, and we do multimedia things in class too. So it's fun and challenging for your child. So the AE program is not just about the academics. It's also about helping students grow as individuals. So each year I put up this big bulletin board in the classroom, and last year was all about sunflowers. And it was basically kind of there to remind the students that learning is all about making mistakes. We don't really learn unless we make mistakes, unless we're growing as learners, not only academics, but socially, emotionally, physically, you know, we're always growing, and we always have to try to develop our skills in all those areas. So one thing that you always want to remind your students at home, if they're getting frustrated or they're, you know, they got a bad score or they didn't get as many right as they hoped they would have, just remind them that this is a process, it's a journey, and you're growing as a learner. So you should be celebrating your mistakes, because that means that you have an opportunity to grow and to learn. So, you know, keep that in mind. You know, refer back to the sunflower and how, you know, it's about growth, not about the grade. It's not about getting 100%. It's about learning. Okay. The big bulletin board this year is the iceberg illusion. So we'll be talking a lot about that. You know, when you look at someone who's successful, you see the tip of the iceberg. You don't see everything underneath it, right? You don't see their failures. You don't see their disappointments. You don't see their frustration. You don't see the hard work or the perseverance or the grit. And it goes on and on and on. And, you know, I'll be talking with the students all year about that and how, you know, success, or what we see as successful people, we don't see all the hard work that goes underneath it. So when you do hit a wall, when you do get frustrated, when you do get a lot wrong, it is not a bad thing. It is part of the process of being successful, as part of the process of succeeding or doing something well. So keep that in mind, refer back to that for your student. A lot of times AE students get really nervous and anxious about their grade or how many points they earned. And it's really important that we help them understand that learning, to be a lifelong learner, it's not about grades. When you get out in the real world, we're not getting graded. You know, we get evaluated, but we're getting really evaluated on all of this down here. You know, do we persevere? Do we, you know, how do we deal with failure? How do we deal with situations when we hit a wall or disappointments or frustrations? How dedicated are you? You know, all those skills that are down there. So just reassure your student that it's okay to take a deep breath, and we're all here to support them. Another thing I want to mention is that I don't want you guys, especially this year with all the technology and possible remote learning, and who knows what will happen. You know, we're kind of going day by day, and, you know, with grace and courage, we're going to get through the next couple months through this year together. But I don't want you spending all night trying to figure out why the computer's not working or why a program's not working, or if your child just is having a rough day with remote learning, they're not getting the concept because they're not in the classroom. Take a breath, tell them it's okay. When they see me next time, they can, you know, ask me a question, or you send me an email and say, you know, this was a rough day for my student or my child, and I will help them. We'll get through it. We will find time to work together and kind of make sure that they get that information, whether it be on a Teams meeting where it's one-on-one, we're together one-on-one, or, you know, the next day in class. So we just have to be flexible with this AB schedule, with the hybrid, with, you know, possible remote learning, whatever happens. I'm here for you, I'm here for the student, and know that I don't want you to have any evenings where you're so stressed out that, you know, you're just ready to call it quits. We're all having those days. So please take a breath and know that I'm here for you and for your child. Okay, so I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about the Launchpad. This is in Microsoft Teams, And I kind of created this in case of if we ever went to like all remote learning. So whether it's the AB schedule, hybrid schedule, or we're all doing remote learning, it'll be the same. So it's going to be hopefully a smooth transition. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying just in case it happens. I don't know what's going to happen. None of us do. So we're just going to kind of try to be prepared for everything. Okay, so each grade, each class that I have has their own teams, okay? And they all start with LS and then AE, then either math or reading, then the grade level, and then the year 2021. That's the name of that team's Microsoft team. Okay, and these all kind of look similar. They're a little different, but basically the same. And they get to click up here on top to Launchpad. When they click on Launchpad, they're going to see this. Okay, and it'll have the day's assignments, what lesson we're doing. It'll have the homework. This calendar is linked to another, to some PowerPoint slides, one for each week, and it'll give like what the assignments were on Monday. Since this is only today's assignments, if they want to know what they've missed on Monday or last week Tuesday, they can go on here, click on there. That'll take them to a trimester calendar. They click on that, and that'll take them to the assignments that were given that day. So it's just kind of like a running record of past assignments. That's where they would look for that. The Nearpod, this is a join. These three are all join links. So if they get a Nearpod code, they would just click on here and that would take them to the join link, and they type in the code and that would take them to the Nearpod. Same with GimKit or Kahoot. The dictionary down here, this takes them to an online dictionary in case they need to look up a word, either in math or reading. And then you have the Outlook. That'll give them a chance to, if they need to email me, they just click on this little icon and that'll take them there. The Office Lens tutorial is, it helps you and them set up Office Lens. You probably only have to use that in the beginning of the year, and I might take that down after everyone is set and has been using that successfully. For math, there's an answer key, so if you need to, when they need to grade their math assignments, this is where they're going to click. They're going to click on these books right here, and that'll take them to the answer key where they can check their math homework. For reading, I don't know if they'll need that, but if we ever do need them to correct something, we'll have some kind of link over here in the bookshelf that will take them to that answer key. You might see links on these little poster boards too. I might change things up a little bit, but this is where I'll try to put as many links as possible so that everything's in one location for them, okay? Also remember that they have the basic channels over here where they can email me, where you can get some tech tips. If you are getting having some technical difficulties, you can go here and hopefully find some help. Up here, they have their class notebook. This is where they're going to be doing some of their assignments. All the assignments will be here in this link, and they'll click on the assignment page, and then that's where they hand in their homework. Okay. Here, this is important too, where it says one more. It could say two more, it could say three more. It depends how big your screen is, how many mores you will have. And this is where they might find other links that they might need throughout the day. So if they can't find it, check there. And hopefully everything's right there in the Launchpad. So they're going to go to the Launchpad every morning when they come to class, whether they are here at school or if they're at home. Okay, so yeah, that is the Launchpad. So we're almost done with tonight's presentation. So I just wanted to let you know the ways that you can reach me. You can reach me on Bloom's. Hang on one second. You can reach me on Bloom's, which is something that they started using last year at Harrison. Worked really well, so we're going to use that again this year. You can also reach me on email or with email, and the students can reach me with email as well, or you could give me a call at this number. Okay, my goal is to get back to you within 24 hours, 48 at the latest. And just a reminder that because of the hybrid, because of the AB schedule, I will not be able to answer emails or help with technical issues, or help a student who is at home trying to learn remotely while I'm teaching the kids at school. So just remind your child that I do care about them, and I will get back to them as soon as possible. Okay, thanks. So the last thing I want to share with you is that I've created, or I'm in the process of creating, a Wakelet, which is something that I can update as the year goes on, and I can put information in here. So right now the old newsletters are in here from the beginning of the school year, and I'm going to post this presentation on the Wakelet so that you can go back and reference it. And then I think the best thing to do is to take the link that I send you and bookmark it so that you know exactly where to look for information about AE. One more thing, you know, I'll try to put like on the title, or I'll try to put these little tabs on there so you know that if your student, your child is just in third grade reading, you don't need to spend time reading the fourth grade material or the fifth grade material. Same as if your child is only in fifth grade math, you don't need to read all the other stuff with the reading curriculum because that doesn't apply to your child. So I'm going to try to label those so it's easy to find. If it's for everyone, I'll put all AE students, make like a tab that says all AE students, so you know exactly where to look. All right. With that, okay, you've made it. You successfully watched the virtual curriculum night video, and you know you might have other videos to watch from homerooms and special teachers. So I just want to thank you. And if you please wouldn't mind taking a quick survey that I'm going to send in the email. It'll be like 2 or 3 questions. Basically, just it gives you the opportunity to leave me some feedback or ask any questions that you still might have. And then I'll look through those surveys and get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And I look forward to working with your child this year and working with you. And I know this is going to be a difficult year, but we are going to we're going to survive it, and we're going to get through it together. So yeah, thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.